I wasn't even going to make a video on this, but I figured, hey, you know what? These people made me wake up early. Okay, I'm not a morning person, never have been. I tend to stay up very late at night. I have insomnia. Feel bad for me. That's a medical condition. I don't want to hear any insomnia jokes or Nintendo jokes in the comment section because I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber. However, you might say, well, RGT, what do you know about Pokemon? What do I know about Pokemon? I've been playing Pokemon since before you were swimming in your father's balls, okay? I've been playing Pokemon since Pokemon Red and Blue. Now, granted, I've fallen out of love with the franchise and stuff like that. I definitely don't enjoy it as much as I did 20 plus years ago. However, I do follow the franchise. So when you're talking about a Pokemon Presents presentation, very nice alliteration there, you start to get all these feelings inside. Why would they do a presentation if they don't have anything to say? I'm sure there's going to be something cool. I'm sure there's going to be something big. Now, obviously, Pokemon has grown immensely since it first hit the States back to 25 plus years ago with Red and Blue. So I get it. You have different business ventures, you have different avenues, you have things like shows that coincide with games and trading cards, stuff like I get it. I get it. But when you're doing a presentation that has been hyped up by your company, you would expect a certain level of quality with said presentation. And maybe I'm just annoyed that I woke up early to watch this, but what the hell was that? I don't understand the Pokemon company. I don't understand them because they are the richest company with the richest IP in the world when it comes to entertainment. Yet they give us the absolute crumbs, the absolute crust. You know how like when you lift up a couch cushion and there's a bunch of crumbs and crap in there that you completely forgot about? Maybe you find a battery for a remote controller in there or something like that. Like, do you get excited about that? No, you don't. So why do we get excited for these Pokemon Presents presentations? Of course, we have to talk about the stuff that wasn't there, because leading into this, people were like, oh, Pokemon Gold and Silver remix are going to be here. Why would they saying that sort of stuff? Because they're idiots. All of these websites, credible websites, were like, well, it looks like Pokemon Gold and Silver are going to be here because of a listing on YouTube. Because YouTube auto-populated that Pokemon Gold and Silver was being shown during this presentation. I have had stuff where it puts up the wrong game in the game section all the time. None of that is actually contingent on what is going to be in an actual video or an actual presentation. It's just something that YouTube auto-populates based on an algorithm. And it was absolutely ridiculous that all of these people were saying that this was a strong possibility simply because of the fact that YouTube had auto-populated the listing for it. Well, what about the Pokemon Performance Patch? I'm sure that's going to be there. We've been waiting on that forever. I'm sure they're finally going to fix the performance of Scarlet and Violet, and no, you can go to hell if you are expecting that, even though allegedly it was promised by the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, because there was nothing about that, and nothing is ever going to happen with that. I've told you time and time again, I have absolutely zero faith in that patch to fix the performance ever coming out. If anything, the performance has gotten worse over time. Okay, the subsequent DLC packs are running worse than the base game did, and the base game definitely did not run like a game that should be out in the modern era, especially from the world's biggest company as far as entertainment is concerned. Bigger than Star Wars, bigger than Marvel, you have Pokemon. But RGT, they have other stuff. I don't care about the other stuff. I'm on another stuff channel, a video game channel. So what was actually in this Pokemon Presents presentation? This presentation that they got us all ready for, they announced it a week early. You gotta have some bangers here. You like Pokemon Sleep? You like Pokemon card trading mobile games? Because hey, they got you covered here. Yes, there was a new Pokemon Legends that was teased at the end that's coming out in 2025 with absolutely no gameplay whatsoever, but let's get excited for that. Because last time Pokemon made a game for a console, that was absolutely amazing, right? There was no technical issues with that game whatsoever. But I'm supposed to have confidence in them to make another game. I'm supposed to have confidence in them to make something a bit more ambitious, because this does look a little bit more ambitious. The Legends games, like Legends Arceus, was a much more ambitious game, at least in my opinion, comparative to the mainline Pokemon games. And it was a game that I actually enjoyed. Yes, it did have some performance issues, but overall, it was a deviation for the Pokemon Company. It was something different than what we had seen. But that was it. That was the presentation. An absolutely pointless presentation. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. I want someone in the comments to give me a several paragraph explanation as to why the Pokemon Company is held to the absolute lowest standards of any video game company. I have seen indie companies, small indie companies, be held to a higher standard than the Pokemon Company is held to. The biggest company in the world when it comes to entertainment, the biggest IP in the world. And the problem is, the mainline Pokemon YouTubers and stuff like that, they're not going to rock the boat because they have a younger audience. And they want that younger audience to believe that these Pokemon games that they're doing are great, so they can make their little strategy guides. Here's how you catch the shinies. Here's how you get this. So that people are still buying the game and their channels still stay alive and do well, because they're contingent on Pokemon games. They're contingent on Pokemon success. And I get it. Get your bag. But you're doing a disservice to the games themselves. Because I've said this time and time again, Pokemon games should be some of the more advanced games, regardless of the hardware. But they're not. They have all of the money, all of the resources in the world to make top-notch games, and instead they just sort of do the bare minimum. Oh, let them cook. Let them cook. Well, they're making baking soda. Like, what are you cooking? Are you cooking a Hot Pocket? That's pretty much what they're doing. They're cooking a Hot Pocket and serving it as a gourmet meal. And people just lap it up. Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah, it runs like crap. It looks like crap, but it's Pokemon. We need to hold this company to a high. They suck. The Pokemon Company sucks. And it's a shame, because I really used to be a huge fan of them. I loved Pokemon Red and Blue. I thought it was great stuff. I really enjoyed Legends Arceus. But man, if this was any other company, would they be held to this standard, or would they be held to a higher standard? We hold Star Wars games to a higher standard, Marvel game. Imagine if Spider-Man 2 looked like and ran like a Pokemon game. But Pokemon is a bigger franchise than Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe this is old man get off my lawn stuff, and to some degree it is. I'm cranky that I woke up to watch this thing and there was absolutely nothing there. But we need to hold this company to a higher standard. And if none of these Pokemon YouTuber idiots are going to do it, I guess it's going to be RGT85. Because I am a Pokemon YouTuber, but I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber. Oh man, these comments, these dislikes are going to be bad, but I don't care. I don't know, this is just how I feel. Maybe you feel differently. I respect that opinion. Let me know in the comments section down below. Is this the greatest thing ever? Are you excited for a new Legends game? Do you think the Pokemon Company sucks? Because they do. And as always, I'll catch you. My brain is mismatched. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button. Dislike it. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Because it needed to be said. This needed to be said. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.